world financial markets rallied on Friday on hopes that world central banks would band together in the event that the outcome of the Greek election yesterday creates world financial markets turmoil. However, those concerns about financial turmoil appear to be somewhat misplaced. Preliminary results in terms of the Greek election show the New Democracy Party, one of the primary pro-bailout parties, has a handy lead and could actually form a government with some of its like-minded parties based on these preliminary results. The optimism out of Europe, however, does cover over some bad news out of the United States. In terms of consumer sentiment and also industrial production, the US is actually going backwards, particularly in terms of the consumer sentiment piece. However, looking at Friday's results, in terms of equities, the Dow Jones increased more than 100 points on the basis of that optimism around the Greek elections. Most European indices also followed, being up between 1% and 2%. In terms of currency, again, those riskier trading-based currencies took a bit of a lift, with the Kiwi increasing against most of its major trading counterparts. The UN Food and Agricultural Organization has just released its updated outlook for food production for the 2012 year. It contains some very interesting observations about the production and usage of maize. The key thing is that the FAO expects maize production for the world to increase by around 4.1% year on year with 2011. The primary driver behind that is the US. It's expected that US farmers are going to plant something like 39 million hectares of maize in 2012. That's the highest level since 1937, and it's expected to increase US maize production around 10% year on year with 2011. Now, around 56% of all maize is used in animal feed, predominantly beef and pork and chicken. Now, one of the key things around that is that feed costs in the US have been significant over the last couple of years. So the big question for New Zealand farmers is this increased production going to see a commensurate fall in prices for feed, which is going to give those US farmers a bit of an advantage? The FAO doesn't think so. The FAO believes that stocks of maize are actually relatively low compared to the amount that's actually going to be used over the year, and this is likely to ensure that prices continue to be relatively firm for maize over 2012.